The creation of Homo sapiens sapiens. If we ask several anthropologists when Homo sapiens appeared on Earth, we are going to get different answers. Then, if we go and ask different alternative researchers, we are still going to get different answers. Most of the alternative researchers and truth seekers would probably say we were created some time before the deluge. I partly agree with that, but I also differ with that conclusion. The history of mankind is very complex and multi-layered. We have existed in many different shapes and forms over time. Although humans who lived in Atlantis and Mu looked pretty much exactly like we do now, like North and South American Indians, Black Africans, and Caucasians, Atlantis. However, it was after the deluge the final version of mankind was created, with decreased abilities and shorter lifespan. This is why I consider Homo sapiens sapiens being born after the deluge. The versions before the flood were still experiments in progress and would hence be Homo sapiens, without the second sapiens. According to dictionaries, Homo sapiens means thinking man, wise man, rational man, or knowing man. That would have been truer if we talk about Homo sapiens before the flood, but these definitions become less accurate when we describe Homo sapiens sapiens. I'd rather call them, us, modern man. Today's humans, who originate in our current form from the time shortly after the deluge, has been extremely manipulated from the original human, who was our original selves, created not by the Syrians, or even Ea, but by the Queen of the Stars, on a mission from Mother Goddess herself. We are her creation, not a Syrian creation, and this is very important to remember. Because the Syrians will tell you they were the ones who created us and will make us feel in debt to them. They will say that without them we would not be as intelligent as we are and still be cavemen. That is their biggest triumph card, and it's based on a lie. The Syrians hijacked an existing experiment, instigated by the Mother Goddess herself, killed off the original inhabitants, destroyed the planet at least twice, and manipulated us into being a much more watered-down version of our true selves than the primordial androgynous human. However, this is still a version with great potentials, for such is the wonder of creation. Our bodies are still incredible vehicles for our souls and can do things we cannot even start to comprehend yet. More will be said about this in the last few papers. Lord Ea did exactly what his brother had suggested, and the enhanced Neanderthal, who generally were shorter, but slightly more intelligent, in general, than the Erectus version, became the Hebrews, Enlil's chosen people, while the Erectus became the Gentiles. The general name for the whole concept of humankind after the flood was not Homo sapiens sapiens, but Lulus. This is what they called us then, and that's what they still call us today. In the conversation I had with Utu Shamash, King Nanar's son, thus Prince of Sirius, he repeatedly called me up Lulu. This is an intimidating term for humans, which classifies us as nothing more than their property, their slaves. If someone calls you a Lulu and knows what it means, they are looking at themselves as for more than you. It didn't require much of an adjustment for Ea and his team to downgrade mankind, and Homo sapiens sapiens, modern man, was born, without any memories of who they were, where they came from and where they were heading. Their minds were wide open to be manipulated, because they had no direction to go. They needed leaders to tell them what to do, and leaders they got. In the beginning, and I am talking about post-deluge here, the world was divided between Syrian overlords and their groups of star beings, whether they were pure Syrians, Greys, Alpha Draconians, Aryans, or some other star race. The fact is that they were all working together even though they often were in disagreement with how to achieve the same goals.